Hey guys, it's the Metal 5, and since I made a top 10 on Game Grumps, I think it's time that I did one on Starbomb as well. Now, to anyone watching this video that doesn't know what Starbomb is, although I wonder why you clicked on the video in the first place, it's a video game comedy rap band that is the fusion between Egoraptor and Ninja Sex Party, in which they make all sorts of hilarious video game parody songs. I'm a big fan of Starbomb, as for one, it's one of the few cases of rap that I actually like, but also some of the concepts they come up with the songs are so ridiculous, and because of that, I've wanted to make a video covering my favorites. Now, this list wasn't easy to make, as there isn't a single Starbomb song that I dislike. Of course, I like some more than others, but honestly, every Starbomb song that just didn't make the list is an honorable mention. As for the criteria, the main reason why these songs are on the list is for how catchy they are, whether it be for the lyrics, music, or both. But of course, the concept of the song and how funny it is also plays a big part. Plus, I'm only including songs for this list, so more Who Joins the Band and the Atari Mystery Hour are not on this list, but they are still pretty funny. All I have to say before I get started is that when it came to the music for this video, I found it to be rather challenging. I wanted to use instrumental versions for each respective Starbomb song, but finding instrumental rips that aren't remixes are near impossible. So for this, I had a little bit of help, being that a YouTuber by the name of Indima Pimp has made instrumental remixes of every Starbomb song, as well as Ninja Sex Party, and many others. And his remixes are available for download, so I hope that means it's okay for me to use them. I tried to contact him, but I didn't get a reply. So be sure to check out his content as well. Also, for the images in this video, I will be using the animated music videos, and I will give credit to them when reaching each entry. Now let's commence the rock! Minecraft is for everyone. This is one of those songs in which you get to see how weird some of the concept of Starbomb songs can be. So in the world of Minecraft, the creeper is constantly swearing, which is censored by the way, and since the game is for everyone, Steve tries to teach him to stop swearing and blowing people up, with mixed results. What I like a lot about this song is how well the lyrics flow with the song, also staying close to the song's story and expressing the emotions felt by the creeper, particularly when he tries not to be mean. Furthermore, the way in which the lyrics are written is also pretty creative, such as all the random words that the creeper says when attempting not to swear, like funky bull shrimp, and I particularly like the part of the song when Notch shows up and the creeper tells him that he knows nothing about Minecraft music. I also think that the conflicting personalities of Steve and the creeper work well for the song's premise, and with them being played by Danny and Aaron respectively, as the creeper is a jerk, like I said before, while Steve is happy most of the time and is far more sociable. But the thing about the song that probably stands out the most in my mind is the music. I'm gonna be saying this for a lot of the songs on this list, but the background music is very catchy, and I like how it stays kind of cheery and upbeat throughout, even when the creeper is swearing and blowing shit up. And it actually really fits with the theme of the song about being nice to others, even if this is the song that ends with the creeper blowing up Steve after he calls him his friend. Now, the only reason why Minecraft is for everyone isn't any higher on the list is that the other songs just kind of come to my mind before this one, whether it be that they were from the first Starbomb album or because I just listen to them more often, but don't think that I'm saying this song isn't as good as the others. I Choose You to Die. Out of all the Starbomb songs, I think this is the perfect example of how the songs can be so drastically different from the games that are being parodied. Although I can potentially see Peter getting really pissed off at this song. So in this song, which is obviously based on Pokemon, Ash has won a Pokemon League, which of course will never actually happen, and because of that he's gotten fat and depressed, so he ends up finding pleasure in beating the shit out of his Pokemon, including Pikachu. So then Ash gets convicted of animal abuse, but Pikachu actually grants him bail. However, Pikachu has gone mentally insane from being abused and even shoots Ash in the nuts. Now, this is the first song on the first Starbomb album, and I think it does a good job of introducing you what the premise of the group is about. In this fucked up tale of Pokemon, you switch between Aaron doing more of a traditional rap, while Danny's segments during the chorus sound a bit more like a pop song, I guess. But despite these two styles sounding so drastically different, they work well together, and they don't mess with the structure or flow of the song as a result. Furthermore, the two different tunes that play during each music style in the song are both pretty catchy and memorable, as they both get stuck in my head very easily. I also have to give special mention to the lyrics, as they are very creative with Pokemon names being incorporated at various points throughout the song, such as Punched Him in the Meowth, Fists of Registeel, and Ghastly Screams That Haunt Her Dreams. I also find the part where Danny sings "Holy fuck" after Ash gets shot in the nuts to be particularly funny for some reason. I don't know why, but I think the words "holy fuck" just sound funny when being sung in the style of a pop song. A big reason why I like Starbomb is how they can take such a weird spin on certain video game franchises, which makes you wonder what the hell Aaron, Danny, and Brian must have been on to come up with the ideas like this. And with its shockingly violent and dark premise, I think that I Choose You to Die is one of those songs that makes me think of that the most. I would say that this song is probably one of the best ones to start off with when jumping into Starbomb. Not just because it's the first song, but also because it gives you a clear understanding of what Starbomb is like when it comes to the style of music and song concepts. And, well, of course, the humor as well, because of how freaking random this song is. Crasher-vania. While this song probably doesn't appeal to me as much as it would to other people, as, like I've said a few times before, I've never played a Castlevania game, but I still find the concept of the song to be really funny and so drastically different from what I know about the Castlevania series. So on a dark and spooky Halloween night, Dracula invites all sorts of famous monsters who have also appeared in the Castlevania games, such as Frankenstein's monster, the werewolf, and Medusa, to a big party to just hang out and have fun. However, Simon Belmont crashes the party and tries to kill everybody, despite Dracula and the others making it clear that they aren't up to any evil business. So then Dracula has to move the party to his castle, and things seem fine until Simon comes back and kills everyone except Dracula, in which it's revealed that Simon actually crashed the party because he wasn't invited. So then him and Dracula play Twister, in which Simon accidentally kills Dracula out of a force of habit. It's a pretty ridiculous concept, and I find it especially funny to see Simon Belmont act so immature when in the games he's supposed to be a very noble and manly vampire hunter. And once again, the music is very catchy. It has this kind of mixture between rock and roll and horror vibes in the sound and style, which I think works particularly well with the concept of being centered around a party, and with it obviously being about Castlevania, which is a very horror-inspired series. The humor also plays a big part in the song when Simon Belmont shows up to start beating up all of the monsters and seeing Dracula and the others reacting to it. Especially when Dracula says, "For the love of God, Simon, what the fuck is your deal?" And again with the reveal that Simon wasn't invited, as it is pretty funny to find out after you see him kill everyone. In terms of the lyrics, like with Minecraft is for Everyone, I find it impressive that Aaron and Danny are able to express various different emotions as Dracula and Simon respectively, while also keeping up with the lyrics and flow of the song, as Simon and Dracula are pretty expressive in the song, with both of them getting pissed off at each other, Aaron doing a great Dracula impression, while also maintaining a good singing voice, and Simon being sad when he talks about being left out. And then extremely proud of himself when he wins at Twister. The Simple Plot of Final Fantasy VII. This is yet another case of a really weird concept for a song. So the song centers around some kind of talk show called Talking Video Games. And the topic is games with simple plots, in which various video game characters have to give an extremely brief summary of the game's plot. However, when it passes over to Cloud Strife, he goes on, and on, and on, since Final Fantasy VII is an incredibly long and complicated game, effectively taking over the entire program. The talk show host tries to cut Cloud's story short by moving on to other characters, but it doesn't work. As you can tell from the title of the song, the majority of Cloud's lyrics are giving a plot synopsis of Final Fantasy VII, and while I have not played Final Fantasy VII, I'm waiting on the remake, this song actually kind of educated me on some things about the game's story. Plus, I have to commend the fact that they were able to take a really long game like Final Fantasy VII and cover all of the main plot points of the game while squeezing it down into a song that's less than 3 minutes long. And part of the song includes the talk show host interrupting Cloud and the other video game characters such as Qbert and the asteroid ship briefly explaining their plots as well. Honestly, I think this song is as simple as you can get when explaining Final Fantasy VII, other than just saying, "Guy with big sword fights one-winged angel." As for the music, I find this song to have a bit of a slower pace to it, but I think it works well due to the premise, plus it's still really catchy to listen to. Partly because of the lyrics, but that bass line though, I don't know why, but I just love it, and again, I think it fits well with the idea of Cloud telling a really freaking long story. Also, Aaron gives Cloud this super deep voice when he sings, which also works well with the style in my opinion. Even though this at least feels like one of Starbomb's longer songs, I still listen to this on repeat a lot and find some of the plot points of Final Fantasy VII to make fun of to be pretty interesting. For example, when they talk about Aerith, or Eris, or whatever her name is, turning into a swan after she's killed by Sephiroth. And in the latter half of the song, it's also pretty humorous to see Cloud getting pissed off at some of the characters interrupting him, which eventually results in Dig Dug shoving his hose up Cloud's ass, and you get the idea. If there was anything about this song that I could find issue with, and it isn't even anything to do with the song itself, is that since I haven't played Final Fantasy VII, some parts of the song kinda go over my head, but again, that's not the song's fault. I'm pretty sure if you played the game, then you will enjoy it a lot more. The Simple Plot of Metal Gear Solid. I swear I did not put this here just because it's a continuation of the previous song. So on another episode of Talking Video Games, the topic returns to games with simple plots. However, I guess the talk show host only brought in a bunch of Atari characters to ensure that they all have short plots, but despite that, Solid Snake sneaks onto the show after Cloud apparently told him about it, and now gives a plot synopsis on the first Metal Gear Solid game. Another game with a large focus on story that is also very convoluted. At least they didn't cover the sequels. So you're probably wondering why I like this song more than Final Fantasy VII. Well, actually, the difference between how much I like both songs is very small, but Metal Gear Solid has a bit of an edge for me because it's a much faster paced song. And with songs in general, I typically prefer faster ones to slow ones. Plus, I have more knowledge of Metal Gear Solid than Final Fantasy, so I get everything that's being covered in the songs and lyrics. Like with Final Fantasy VII, this song covers a lot of the major plot points of Metal Gear Solid, although some parts such as Psycho Mantis are not present. While once again, the talk show host tries to switch to a different video game character. However, this time the host is far more frustrated and pissed off with Snake than he was with Cloud due to going for all this shit before. And in the animated music video, he fires a freaking rocket launcher at Snake at the end. And I know I've mentioned this with every song on the list, but this really does apply with every Starbomb song in my opinion. The music is just so catchy and memorable. I can't find the words to describe the music, but it just gets stuck in my head and I hum along. The majority of the humor in the song comes from the talk show host getting so frustrated, as he even states that after the simple plot of Final Fantasy VII, he contemplated suicide. Furthermore, at the end, he does his own simple plot of Metal Gear Solid being, you sneak around and save the world. The end. Before it's revealed that the next video game character to talk about their plot is Sora from Kingdom Hearts. Will there be a simple plot of Kingdom Hearts in the future? Well, I can't say for sure, but it would have some big shoes to fill in order to live up to its previous entries. Luigis Ballad. This song is probably the most random out of all of them in regards to, well, everything. Luigi is trying to ask Peach out, since I guess this is some parallel universe in which game theory is fact, but Mario is always getting in the way, and basically the whole song is the two of them competing against each other in order to go out with Peach by attempting to show who would be the better boyfriend. The song kinda goes all over the place in terms of its content, and I don't mean that as a bad thing. The fact that Mario and Luigi are competing against each other is reflected both in how they're portrayed and their styles of singing. Luigi's beat is much more slower and peaceful, while Mario's is louder, faster. Furthermore, Luigi acts all calm and kind throughout the song, while Mario is basically an asshole. This really is a universe in which game theory is fact. Well, at least outside of its fanbase. Mario is also a lot more vulgar, I guess, in regards to his lyrics, as they're filled with Mushroom Kingdom-based innuendos like, my mushroom's now mega, and must I be a raccoon to get inside your tanuki. The entire song is just so ridiculous, which is why I like it. I also like the whole flow of the song. You'd think with the fact that Mario and Luigi are at each other's throats, the flow would get disrupted, but it still remains largely intact. In fact, nearing to the end of the song where it goes back and forth between Mario and Luigi on why Peach would go out with them, it's all done in one style rather than switching between the two previous ones from before. Plus, I just find the song to be really random and comedic with how drastically different it is from what you see in the Mario games, with from Luigi asking Peach out, Mario and Luigi acting so differently to what is expected, and even a lot of the lyrics that even parody some elements of the game, such as the princesses in another castle. And yes, once again, I like the music because it's catchy. I have now started to parody myself due to how many times I've said that. I can't exactly put my finger on why I like the music other than I just like to listen to it. But of course, this whole song is about Peach choosing between Mario and Luigi. So who does she choose in the end?
I choose Toad.
Toad?
Well, his whole body's shaped like a dick.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
yeah, definitely.
Regretroid. This is one of the Starbomb songs I listen to the most, and I even referenced it in my Metroid Zero Mission LP because I like it that much. So when Samus is on her mission to wipe out the Metroids in Mother Brain, she has to face off against Kraid, but then Kraid finds out that Samus is a woman and is, well, hot. So then he starts hitting on her rather than fighting, which just pisses Samus off since she hates people trying to go out with her. What I like most about this song, and is the reason why I listen to it on repeat a lot, is the music and flow. The music has this sort of techno vibe to it, in my opinion, and the way in which the lyrics sync up to the beat is what helps it to be so memorable and addictive for me. And of course, the whole idea is just comedic with how Kraid, who's this giant, ferocious dragon, basically turns into that one guy from almost every show ever who keeps trying to get this one girl to go out with him but fails miserably. Plus, we kinda got a repeat of Sonic 06 here. I also love the way they handled Samus in the song, being that she still remains an absolute badass. When Kraid starts hitting on her, Samus gets an entire verse on how much she hates guys trying to ask her out and being treated as a sex object. I just realized that made me sound like a feminist. I think I need to go rethink my life after this. I actually wish this was how Samus was portrayed in the games, at least the ones with dialogue, aside from guys hitting on her, of course, since it shows off how cool she is, rather than in Other M where Nintendo made her look weak and too reliant on others, as well as moping about a baby every 3 fucking seconds. My only issue with the song, and this may also be a reason why I have it on repeat a lot, is that it feels so short to me. I know that Starbomb songs are around 2 to 2.5 minutes long, but this one just feels shorter than it actually is, and I kind of wish there was a bit more of it since I like listening to it so much. In fact, I can't even think of anything else to talk about the song for this entry, since it feels like I've covered everything worth noting. So, I guess we just leave this entry short, well, short for this video standards, and move on to number 3. Oh yeah. Hero of Rhyme. Another song that I listen to so often because it's just so... What's another word for catchy? Fetching! I'll go with that. After the events of It's Dangerous to Go Alone, Link continues on his quest to defeat Ganon. However, he believes that Navi, who they actually made look cute in the animated video, referred to him as the titular hero of rhyme instead of hero of time. So, as such, rather than defeating enemies the old-fashioned way with the Master Sword, Link instead tries to beat them by rapping. You can probably guess how that turns out. Not only seeing Link turn into a rapper, but also the fact that he becomes such an idiot with the way in which Navi and the others react to how ineffective the rapping is. It's just so freaking funny to me. Plus, Link's lyrics are pretty creative, as with how he boasts about himself and how it flows with the beat, which, like I mentioned before, is very fetching. I really like the sound of the tune both when slow and fast paced as it switches throughout the song, and it's one of the tunes that gets immediately stuck in my head when I think of Starbomb songs. Partially because I listen to the song a lot, and partially because I find it to be really memorable. As for the specific lyrics, this song possesses a number of lines that I really like, such as, "Cause your hero is the illest motherfucking rapper with the illest fucking voice," which is immediately followed by, "Oh god, everyone is dead!" What I also find particularly funny about the song is just how quickly the whole rapper approach backfires on Link. He finally reaches Ganon, and of course he chooses to rap rather than fight, but Ganon isn't having any of that shit, so he just pulls out his giant golden sword and starts swinging. Then Link starts having to go at Navi for not fighting, which in the game I would have liked Link to do from the very beginning, and then he gets killed by Ganon. This must have been how the Fallen Hero timeline started in the Zelda series. Every time the song ends, I don't know if it's to do with the abrupt end from Ganon killing Link or what, but I find it to be so addictive since most of the time when the song ends, I just play it back from the beginning again. Which is obviously the reason why I listen to it so much, but like with most Starbomb songs, I know all the lyrics and beat off by heart, which makes me want to come back for more. It's Dangerous to Go Alone. Probably the most famous Starbomb song, as it was even nominated for Best Fan Creation at the Game Awards. Although this one will be a bit awkward to talk about since it was before Hero of Rhyme, which I just talked about. So prior to the events of Hero of Rhyme was when Link began on this ridiculous journey to stop Ganon and save Zelda. Early on in the journey, he encounters the old man from the original Legend of Zelda that gives you the sword, and he's here to fulfill that same purpose. But his sword is actually his penis. And despite Link clearly not wanting to grab his dick, the old man keeps following around. For some reason, I find creepy old man humor and dick humor to be really funny, so the concept of the song actually appeals to me, even though I'm a straight guy. Now, you would probably think that that's as far as they would go on the ridiculous scale, but nope. Next, Link tries to get away from the old man for using a warp song. However, the Ocarina of Time transports him to Liberty City from Grand Theft Auto 4. And after another encounter with the old man and imagining Zelda and Ganondorf in a hot tub for some reason, Link somehow ends up in Raccoon City. Okay, this is absurd, but I love it. This was actually the first Starbomb song I ever heard, and is also how I discovered Starbomb in the first place, so it does have a bit more meaning towards me, but there are other reasons why I really enjoy the song. One of the main reasons being that, and this also applied to Hero of Rhyme, but this song was first, so I decided to save it for here. I love Aaron's super deep and cool voice that he gives to Link. It's really random, but Link has this very chillaxed attitude, and I really like it. The only time Link breaks this attitude is when the old man keeps harassing him, which makes it very comedic along with, well, you know, the wee-wee weapon. And again, the music is pretty fetching. Like with Hero of Rhyme, I just really like the sound of the tune and it gets stuck in my head. Plus, they also incorporate a few Zelda-esque tunes in there as well, particularly when Link plays the Ocarina of Time to warp. Now, addressing the elephant in the room, you're probably wondering why I prefer this to Hero of Rhyme. Well, honestly, I'm not exactly sure. If I had to give an explanation, I would probably say it's due to nostalgia. Well, a bit of nostalgia to be more exact, because this song was on the first Starbomb album, while Hero of Rhyme is on Player Select, and again, because this was the first Starbomb song I ever heard. Now, for a long time, this was my favorite Starbomb song, but when Player Select was released, it brought us a song that just beats it for me. So like with the top 10 Game Grumps moments, what could possibly top all of that insane shit I went over earlier? Well, upon hearing the song for the first time about this time 2 years ago, I instantly fell in love with it. I couldn't stop listening to it, and I just loved everything they did with both the concept and which series this song parodies. And as such, it quickly cemented itself as my favorite Starbomb song. I give you Smash! When Aaron and Danny said that they were doing a Smash Brothers song for the second album, I was looking forward to it, and then on YouTube, the animated music video, which was uploaded to coincide with the release of Player Select, came up and I instantly clicked on it. The concept for the song is probably the best idea they could have come up with for Smash Brothers. So all the Nintendo and third-party Smash Brothers characters are having a picnic and being all friendly with each other, with Luigi being especially happy. Then the Smash Bros. Announcer, who's voiced by Markiplier, shows up and announces the game. But rather than the characters smashing for fun or sport, instead they turn Smash Bros. Into an all-out war between the characters. However, Luigi doesn't want anything to do with it, but gets stuck in between the whole conflict. I can never look at Smash Bros. The same way when thinking about this song, because of the whole idea that they're all friends who just started trying to kill each other, and some of the things described in the lyrics are insane. For example, Mario's chode gets wrecked, Fox mistakes Luigi for Mario because his clothes are covered in blood, and Jigglypuff goes mentally insane. Plus, the lyrics themselves, just like the music for all of these entries, is particularly fetching. I don't know why, but I just remember them so easily, and the beat has this slightly 8-bit feel to me, which I like a lot, especially with it being about Smash Bros. Since there's so many franchises represented now. And again, the humor is up to par on this song. In my opinion, everything in this song expresses some sort of humor. The concept is insane, the lyrics are funny, and all of this is backed up by the animated music video. Plus, the humor definitely goes up a notch at the end of the song, as at this point Luigi snaps and gets involved in all the fighting, in which he absolutely decimates the entire Smash Bros. Cast, and even pulls off a Kamehameha at the end. All while getting some bitches. As I said before, I love everything about the song. The concept, the lyrics, the singing by everyone, the music, and the humor. Honestly, there isn't anything about this song that I don't like or find issue with, which instantly made it my favorite Starbomb song, and an obvious choice for my #1 spot.
I guess just because we smash each other doesn't mean we're not brothers.
Ah! Mario, you suck! Bite me!
Well guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. I know it was quite a bit shorter than my other countdowns, but that's because there really isn't much I can say about each Starbomb song without repeating myself. I mean, did you see how many times I said catchy? But of course I have to give all credit to the members of Starbomb, being Egoraptor, Danny Sexbang, and Ninja Brian for all the soul-melting tracks they made on these 2 albums, which you can download if you haven't already. And I'm really looking forward to the 3rd album. Well, at least they said there's going to be a 3rd album. I don't really know where to find Starbomb news. But once again, I also want to give thanks to Indima Pimp for making his awesome Starbomb instrumental covers. Of course, you can check him out as well. And all the animators of the Starbomb music videos that appeared here, which you should have seen in the corner of the screen for each entry. I don't actually know how to end this since I've never done an end slate before. In fact, I'm only doing this to mimic the end slates of the official music videos. Bye!